So last time, you guys spent the day doing some shopping in town and such, gathering some intel as well, meeting with a number of individuals, notably Wakanga Otamu, the merchant prince who had approached you at the dinosaur race, your first night being here. Um, some other things you kind of came across. You were informed of this dye worker who had been given a sort of grim omen and sentenced or had a potential sentence in this executioner's run of the main port town. He took you to meet with the merchant prince Quayothe, and she proposed you with an interesting, interesting quest of sorts. She asked that you kill a man, no questions asked, and no one told. Very clandestine. In exchange for this Omala, this dye worker, in exchange for his freedom. She gave you a time limit of 10 days to do this and informed you that your mark was a man by the name of Shago, and that he could be most likely found out this Fort Beluarian on the sort of northeastern, northern sort of tip of Cholt. So, you guys left, began to formulate some plans for how you were going to approach this task. Darius, you got in touch with a few of your sort of seedier contacts to get some information out and down towards Fort Beluarian, and so we pick up today. I believe you guys had almost forgot. In the evening, when you guys were in this in your hotel room discussing these plans, as you were going to leave, a strange sort of gaunt figure appeared at your doorway and muttered some sort of strange foreboding, telling you about this guardian in the ruins of Oralunga, west of Mabala, before collapsing. And when he came to, had no recollection of this, of why he was there, other than he felt this strange compulsion to seek you out. At that point, you guys made your way to bed, and that's where we pick up tonight. So, what are you guys gonna do?
We also hired Shago.
Yes, you put in a request to hire him. Correct.
Okay, yeah. Before we start, Alex, can you link me the notes again? Can you actually sticky this in like Thursday?
I can, yeah. I'll sticky it for you guys.
Where?
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's the next day. Any of you guys planning to get up early or anything like that and head out? What do you guys? What's your guys' plan from here?
Yeah, Flint is gonna get up early and fashion himself a fake mustache, like
okay.
Groucho Marx style mustache.
Sure.
We specified where we're going to be meeting this man, right?
I believe you know of. So you know he's at this fort.
Yes.
I don't believe you specified where to meet him. I could be misremembering.
Did I actually write down what I said in the letter? Because I don't think I did. I just said I wanted to. I took the thing down. I said I want to hire him. Tell him we're at this inn. I figured he'd come to the inn. So.
Yeah, no. So you left the letter with the receptionist to deliver to Jobal, the merchant prince in charge of the sort of guide industry. here
Yeah.
in Yanzaru.
And we gave him the 150 gold or whatever, and we're waiting, I guess?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's up to you guys if you want to wait in town for him or if you want to make your way there. Either or.
We might actually want to intercept him.
I do like that idea, but the jungles are pretty big, and we don't really know our way around. What are the chances of actually being able to catch him on the way into the city?
Well,
I mean, if
you
we look at
know
our
the
map,
path we're going to take.
I'm all for it.
As much as I don't like it, I can probably do a decent job of getting us there.
Well, think of it like this. You remember we asked about his mother? If she's kind of a shitty person. Just, you know, it's for the greater good, as they say.
so there's only one feasible path that if he's coming by foot, there's only like one feasible path where he can enter the city. If he's coming by boat, then he'll be in the port.
I mean,
So,
Although we did send him the letter from the pirates threatening him, so I don't think he'll.
Yeah.
Chances are he won't be taking the sea. He'll be taking land.
Well, I feel it's worth a shot, shall we?
Is the villa on the way of where we're going?
If you're going to be trying to head there on foot, then yeah.
Okay, on the way there, I want to try to get the book that had the guns in it.
Okay. Yeah, so you, Okay. So you guys are all planning to...
Which of the,
That's okay with everyone.
yeah.
which of these entrances to port is going to be like the road that if should he take the road? I'm assuming he's not going to go like all the way around and like come out, you know, at the top or come in at the top entrance, right? It would be like probably at the bottom.
Yeah, so remember, so do take a look at the compass at the bottom right. So kind of shift this the other way. If he was to not be coming via the port, the closest route would take him through Tiryuki Anchorage.
Okay.
How do we open that up, by the way? The map.
It's under images and maps.
Yeah.
Map of Chult.
Sort by new.
Yeah. And then if you want to have it available easier, you can just drag it down to that macro bar at the bottom, Dusty, and then you can just click it from down there.
Well, no, I just saw like a fucking bazillion things. It was like, I don't know what these are.
No, you're all good.
Who actually went to the library and got recorded the pictures?
And Huckfar actually succeeded in this check. I kind of just putzed around.
And I asked Huckfar, and like, can you show me where you found this? I believe it.
Yeah.
It has some answers from my ancestry.
Yeah, of course. It was. No, over in this bookshelf.
Yeah, so you guys make your way to the villa. The guards at this point, recognize who you are, and allow you, entrance.
Hence the same one.
Okay. He's
I've
kind of looks around. This is just the damnedest thing. All right. Yeah, so it doesn't take you long at all. You make your way back up to the library. Wakanga seems to, you're informed by the guards that Wakanga is out doing business at this point in the day, and they allow you in. You head up to the sort of personal library, and on that same shelf you find that sort of history of the land of the sort of tribes people of Chult.
Is it in a language I understand?
Yes, no, it's in common.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm just gonna take it.
All right, so you have a sort of a slightly vague history text on this land that you guys find yourself in. All right.
I'm gonna head just outside of Tiryuki Anchorage.
Okay. So heading down towards down to Tiryuki Anchorage. It's kind of an interesting part of town. So you're outside the main walls of the town, and you can kind of see some sort of rundown, inexpensive lodging. The chief thing that you see in this area is these large dinosaur pens. that make up about a third of the anchorage itself. And you see a number of these beasts of burden that you've seen. You see some younger dinosaurs as well. A number of these kind of Cholton-looking animal handlers starting the day, and you kind of, as you walk by, they're throwing varying types of food out to the currently penned animals. Kind of different from the rest of the city, and where you guys made your way through Old City during the dinosaur race. You don't really see any temples or ziggurats in this area either. You see a number of docks, and you see some river folk out there on the docks. Some of them bringing in boats, some of them readying boats for the day's work, and significantly less organized than the docks of the Harbor Ward, where Zindar, kind of ran a pretty tight ship. You see a distinct, kind of like distinctly noticeable lack of a guard presence in this area as well. And you would notice as well, as you made your way out of the city gates, you'd see these large kind of bells of sorts along the gates.
Bells, you say?
Yes.
If I look up, do I see any dragons?
No, you do
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Can I just kind of walk over to somebody who seems to be minding their own business and ask what the bells are?
Sure. So you kind of see a little bit of an older looking Cholton male guy kind of sitting over here on the near the docks. And you can tell, this guy's probably seen his fair share of ocean and sea. He's got some, some scarring along his these kind of leather, almost like leathery skinned biceps and forearms. Has sort of wispy grayish beard, and kind of has this air about him that that you kind of pick up on as just kind of like the kind of like a salty individual, like a salty sea folk kind of guy, and takes a look at you as you ask him about these bells. And yes, these those there are the warnings for if the guards on duty detect any undead approaching.
Undead, you say?
If you've spent any time here, I'm sure you've heard of the undead presence in the jungle, and
I haven't. Enlighten me, if you would.
well, get out of the city. Surely you noticed the walls around the rich proper folk.
I look again at the walls and kind of do a double take, like, holy shit, what is that?
Well, whenever the undead get a little riley, or the carnivorous sort of beasts seem to make their way in looking for an easy meal, the guards will ring them bells if they see them early enough, and, well, we'll try to get within the walls as quick as we can.
I see. So once those bells are rung, everyone out here is going to run in there?
If they can, yeah.
Interesting. Thank you for your time, old timer. I appreciate it.
Of course. Absolutely.
I'll relay everything I learned to the party.
Okay.
Back to them.
I thought they were for dragons, but I guess that makes sense.
Hey, we work for dragons as well. If a dragon showed up, I'm sure they'd ring the bells.
Yeah, I don't think people would be running inside though. Well, it doesn't matter where they run at that point.
Yeah.
That's very true.
That'd
But
be
I was
fucked.
thinking we could use this to our advantage. Maybe once we, if, say, we're inside of the city, Shago is here. This is just a contingency. We could ring one of those bells. Everyone would panic, run inside. Shago would die. Nobody would be any the wiser.
See, I was kind of hoping to just stay outside and see him walk by, and
An ambush
rest is history.
An ambush is probably the best play. I'm being
Backup
honest.
plan then.
Yeah,
Backup plan is to
backup
ring the
plan.
bells.
Yes, sir.
So, how big are those bells?
Probably 5 or 6 feet tall.
Also,
and
they
if they're-
did say. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, it's big enough that you imagine that if they're ringing them, people from the other side of the anchorage could pick up on it and make their way.
Also, they did say Shago was rather fanatical in his killing of the undead. So there's a solid chance he would run out into the jungle if those bells were rung looking for a fight. But again, this is all backup. let's find our ambush point.
I'm just gonna wait by somewhere like down the road, you know, past the pens, past the homes.
Just in case, how do we plan on ringing those bells?
I would shoot one, was my thought, or if I can get within 60 feet, I could ring it with my psychic powers, with my mind.
It could help. That might be a bit heavy for a mage hand.
Yeah.
You can do two mage
what?
hands and maybe
A
do
what
it.
now? I don't really know what. Is this magic talk? I can't
Yeah.
cast spells. I just have a very powerful mind of a good Yankee.
Well, telekinesis has its limitations.
It sure does. That's very true. But I like where if you can do something similar with your magics, then
We would need to get pretty close, but I'll keep it in mind.
good idea.
Okay.
So I guess we head further. Are we heading further down, like out of sight, along the path?
If
Yeah,
you guys
it's
are
just-
continuing along the path, yeah, you'd be making your way kind of towards the jungle at that point.
Yeah, just like on the outskirts of the jungle.
Yeah, so if you see on your map here, you have the river Tiriki. That's kind of that inlet of water that Tiriki anchorage that dock is on. If you follow that water along this path, you'd be following to the southeast, and you'd be kind of walking along the river Tiriki.
Yeah, I guess I'll just be walking there. Now, I want to find like I'm assuming there's a bridge somewhere down the road that crosses over to like just crosses the river Tiriki.
Yeah, I mean, you have to make your way down there to find it, but you can definitely look for one. So since you're now venturing out of the port, so the way travel will work, using this map as your guide. So as you can see, each hex on the map, and it's kind of hard to see the hexes where it kind of gets into all the colorfulness. But so each hex represents 10 miles, and traveling at a normal pace, you can cover about one hex a day on foot through coasts, jungle, swamp, mountain. If you're gonna travel by canoe down like a river or a lake, you can make it 2 hexes a day. And you also have the option of traveling at either a slower, normal, or faster pace. So just let me know if you want to travel at a faster pace, and you
Also-
have a chance, to cover an additional hex that day.
Got it. Also, he's coming from Fort Beluarian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we actually, I don't think we crossed the river, do we?
Yeah, we do.
he has to.
Just once, but that's right by the port.
About
Yeah, but cross it once.
the sort of inlet of water kind of narrows to this river about 20 miles outside of the port.
Got it. So it's still an inlet here.
Mm-hmm. For the next 10-15 miles or so, yes.
Maybe we should ask how someone from Fort Beluarian would get here fast.
It's a good idea. Who's you with the tattoos? You're good at the talkie, right?
Yeah, I can quite talking. Where are we standing right now?
So you guys are at this point probably a little ways outside of the port. If you were walking along that path outside, you would have passed through the Tiriki anchorage, and depending on how long you would have walked, if you guys spent a few hours walking, you'd probably be a few miles outside. If you would have only spent maybe 10-15 minutes walking.
Well, for having this conversation, we probably didn't walk too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I
Are
was
there any
thinking.
guards posted up along the borders of port? Sort of where we left?
Sort of along the walls, yeah. And kind of near the main gate for sure.
Alright, I'll go up to one of those guards.
Okay. So making your way up to one of these Cholton guards, and it takes time to walk back.
I'll come with them.
Kind of straightens up and looks over at you. And, can I help you?
I've got business at Fort Beluarian. It's the quickest way there, by land.
By land. You want to make your way down this inlet, follow the river, find a safe place to cross. and then make your way up through the jungle. As you've probably heard, it's not exactly safe, so most people will charter a ship, sail out into the bay, and land at Beluarian Landing. It's about a 14-mile walk from the landing to the fort, but it's significantly safer.
Where do the ships that go to Fort Beluarian leave from?
You could charter a boat out of the harbor ward, or perhaps if you wanted to save some coin, but maybe not exactly make it there in the best of shape, you could probably find someone in this kind of these people. Kind of shakes his hand towards the anchorage.
How far along the river do you think is a safe place to cross?
I don't go down that way. I prefer to stay here where I can not get eaten. But the rivers they don't move too quick. It's a pretty sluggish river.
Fair enough.
If I may,
Okay.
kind sir, say those folks up at Fort Beluarian, yeah, they're not really afraid of anything. They're very intrepid.
I'm told that the Flaming Fist are quite, yes, they are quite courageous. They are, well, a very powerful group of mercenaries.
Understood. I think we need to have a slight change of plans, don't you?
Yeah, we might need.
Thank you for your time.
Of course.
I'll start heading back. Or unless you had anything else to ask, Asher.
Nope. Got nothing.
So once we get back to the group, I'm assuming they came back towards the anchorage with us. Everybody.
Yeah.
Probably started walking back, yeah.
So I've been told that. Well, Asher discovered chances of them going by foot are very low.
So it's probably coming by water.
Yes, which means he's gonna be landing in the port in the city.
Well, I was thinking we charter one of these lowlifes, just like us, and maybe meet him for a little rendezvous upon the open ocean.
My biggest concern is that turtle.
Well,
Yeah.
let's chase the joint and talk to these sailors, see if they have a way.
I also think that's a lot more suspicious if he ends up dead.
And it requires us to pay people off. Which,
Yeah.
if we're killing the son of a merchant prince, there's no amount of money that we can pay someone to keep quiet. Merchant prince
Or-
won't double.
Here's a thought. So, what information does he have at this point? Right? Probably nothing. Nothing's probably gotten to him yet, except for the threat from the pirates. But once that request gets to him this morning, which it will soon, if he comes to get that and we intercept him and pose as friends, saying, "Hey, those pirates are the ones that put in the request. It was a Githyanki, just like me," I can say, I'll tell him the truth. It was a former crew member of mine. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Somebody I've had a lot of dealings with in the past. Poses his friends. Tell him we need to not go into Port Nyanzaro. We need to set ashore somewhere else. And that we need his help going down the river to Riki. Then when the opportune moment presents itself, and you can't see it, but I'm going to draw my finger across my neck suggestively. Thoughts? Any thoughts on that plan? Any ideas from anyone else?
Well-
It's difficult. I hate to change up the whole plan all of a sudden. But maybe we do go out on a legitimate expedition with this guy. To somewhere where we know is going to be dangerous. Get into combat. Get ourselves banged up a little bit. Make sure he dies.
That's perfectly acceptable to me. It's just a question of time limit. We have 9 days left. So I think we can pull that off after
Well,
3 days
there's
of
bells
travel.
in that city for a reason. There's got to be danger close.
Yes, sir. That sounds not a terrible idea. Darius, how do you feel about that?
Let's do it. The nearest undead camp is 50 miles south of here.
Yeah, that's
Now,
What
How many
about-
miles is each hex?
10.
10.
10. Okay. All right.
If we're
Should we
lucky,
go-
3
we could
days.
Go along the, well, if we go along the river, it'll be 3 days.
I'm sure our guide will have a quick way of getting there.
I'm sure
We might as well make use of him.
Absolutely. I like the way
Sounds-
you think.
It's about
Waste not,
efficiency.
want not.
Okay.
Well, I guess we go back to the hotel. Yeah, because
Alright.
we have to wait for him. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to Maya's house of repose, and when you walk in, you see this man standing at the sort of reception desk, tall and wearing these this fine clothing, kind of reminiscent of Wakanga's clothing, though a little bit more not quite not necessarily flamboyant, but a little bit. It definitely draws your attention in more. He has this large bushel of this black hair, a short trimmed goatee. He seems to be kind of in a heated discussion with the two at the front desk here.
Does he look like the guy on the picture?
So we don't actually have a picture, do we?
Oh, we
Yeah,
don't.
right,
yeah.
Can I listen in?
Are you approaching, or are you trying to keep your distance and listen in?
I'll approach.
Okay, sure. So you approach, and you
Walk
kind of
up.
hear, so you stroll up, and the two receptionists that are kind of have like that sort of deer in the headlights look, kind of break their gaze from the man they're speaking with over to you, and you kind of see this small amount of relief kind of come over them, and they kind of look up. His group was the one who put the request in. And this man.
Hello, sir.
This man kind of turns to you, goes to kind of stand up straight, seeing that you're taller than him, and kind of adjusts and kind of rolls his shoulders back to kind of get that sort of regal stance. I am told that you have put in a request for a man by the name of Shago.
That would be correct.
If you don't
Are
mind
you
my-
said person?
No, I am Jobal.
Okay. I've heard about you.
Yes, I'm sure you have. I run the guide and sellsword trade in this port, and well, Shago is among our list of blacklisted guides. We do not do business with this man. I'm curious how you came to get his name and how you came to put in a request for this man.
Well, before we answer, why is he blacklisted? If you don't mind.
For he sought to keep his earnings to himself and not pay his cut as the rest of the guides do. I take a small fee from each guide as part of their service agreement.
Have
It's
you
a terrible
gotten
crime.
that money from him? Have you gotten that money from him?
I
Or
have
does he
not,
still-
and he is a bit of a hothead, if you ask me.
Well,
I do
how
not
about
trust many of those flaming feast.
Jobal, what if I told you?
Oh fuck.
What if I told you that we could help you get your money back?
At this point, I have made the appropriate reparations and written him off. I had,
Well-
you know, I am. You all seem capable. I'm sure you could do so, and it may not be in the most legal of senses. And I'd prefer to not engage in such back alley dealings, if you will. I have a reputation to keep.
Of course you do. Of course you do. But right now, and I take out the mustache, We're not talking. You're talking to Jack Bones. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh
Now.
God.
Make a persuasion check.
All right. I think I'm actually decent at that. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. Here goes. Oh, I didn't roll good.
12. Kind of looks at you. He kind of looks around. I don't get it.
It's
You
fine.
put on a mustache. This is.
It's more of a metaphor, but look. All we need is to hire Shago. I promise we're not taking business from you. We have business with him. Should a side effect of our dealings result in us recovering your money, we will gladly bring it to you. You are not involved in any deal except that with, and I wink really, really obviously, Jack Bones. Stroke the mustache.
Well, you are free to conduct the business that you wish to conduct, but I cannot help you to find this man. I do have a number of other guides that I can suggest and that are vetted and come well reviewed and well respected. And I'd be more than happy to introduce you to them, but I must, if you truly must be dealing with this Shago, unfortunately I cannot be of assistance.
Asher, do you want to take a crack at convincing him? I'm not.
Why don't we go upstairs and talk?
Sounds like a
I-
good idea.
And I roll my shoulders.
Well, should you decide to change your mind and go with one of my approved guides, simply, and he kind of gestures. You see this kind of like just like a hand waving, like a come over here motion to this individual who's kind of sitting in one of the chairs in the lounge. This is Ezon.
So
He can escort you to whichever guide interests you. But for now, I have other things to deal with. Thank you for clearing up the situation that I had with your the people you left this note with. Ezon, see to it that they find what they need. You know where to find me. And with that, he
And
kind of begins to
Jobal.
leave. Ah, yes.
Well, the money that we were going to use to hire Shago, I'll be taking that back.
Clever. And he kind of pulls a small pouch out from his robe pocket and hands it over to you. You'd
Thank
be
you,
wise to keep a good hold on your money.
Don't worry, I do. And I quickly just open it up. Looks like it's all there.
Yeah, it's all there.
All right, cool.
You
I don't
know-
count it. I just want to take a look.
I can't help but notice that I've been here for less than a week and already have made enemies of nearly every major figure we've come across.
Not necessarily enemies, just it's just all business, you know.
They know it.
What was the guy's name? That
Jobal.
could help us.
Oh, the man
Oh.
he gave to you, Azon.
Son.
Azon.
Azon, got it.
Azon, yes.
So, what do you say we talk to Azon? Try to see if he can get us to Jobal. Oh, and I'll redistribute the gold from everybody, so add 30 golds to your things. Assuming it was all there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we can't get him here, that means we got to go there. We got to go there quick, because we've only got 8 days.
Yes, sir.
Well,
9 days. This is
Time to
first.
charter a ship.
We're gonna.
Azon.
Yes.
How do we charter a ship up to, which
Fort
we're calling?
Beluarian.
That's the one.
You'd probably want to direct your business to Zindar in the harbor. He
Thanks.
keeps a record of all the ships that come in and out.
We don't have time for this.
I'm sorry?
There's no way we're reaching this guy in time.
Well, he never got the hiring summon.
Yeah.
Jobal got it. So he's still there. He's still in the fort. He's not going anywhere. Should we take a ship? How long is the journey, Azon, to get to Fort Beluarian?
By boat, well, if the winds are fair, you're looking at maybe a 3-day journey.
See, we
Better
can make it.
So we're looking at 4 days to get there, 4 days to get back.
And honestly, 3 days there? Fair. 4 days there. That gives us 1 day of leeway. Fine. And honestly, even if things don't work out, she kills the guy before we get back, we still accomplish her task. No harm, no foul. She's impressed that we did the job, and
Fair enough.
yeah, the guy's really not that important. What are we getting out of this from him anyway? Just some clothes, I think?
I
Armor.
asked some armor for Chongus.
Well, you're getting the armor anyway. That's kind of a different chain. But
Question
the guy,
is-
for saving his life, we're getting...
Look.
Yeah.
Okay, as much as I hate suggesting something even further on the, well, not quite moral scale, has he already made the armor for you?
No,
No?
no.
Excuse me. I see where this is headed. I'm going to suggest we don't go that route. I would be very disappointed in you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go charter a ship. We're leaving.
Pirate
I'm
disappointed in
agreed.
theft.
I am agreed. Well, theft after you've made a promise to pay is very unsportsmanlike. Whether that payment be as a deal, I have no patience for those who back out. Parlay.
Sounds like
is
we
sick.
better get moving then.
Agreed.
Okay. No. Are you sure that you do not wish to seek one of our more recommended guides?
No, but you're
What-
coming with us. Like,
We
I-
heard
Ah.
Shago was
pulling
the
him with us.
best.
I cannot take a. As much as
No,
I'd
you're
love
taking-
to
you're
go on the
gonna-
high seas, I
You're not
business is
coming
here.
on the ship. You're just coming to the help us charter a ship. Come
Oh,
on.
I see. My apologies.
You can either walk with us or the big fella can carry you.
Which one would you like?
I'll just walk with you if you do not mind.
Sure.
Well, shall we be heading out then?
Yeah.
First thing now.
All right. So you guys make your way over to the harbor ward, and there you see the familiar sight of the sort of golden-scaled dragonborn Zindar, who's kind of almost seems to be kind of like leaping and floating from side to side of this ward. Speaking with captains as they come into dock, and occasionally you see him grab onto some rope and help pull a boat into its slip. And as you guys kind of walk up, he kind of turns and, Azon, what brings you here today? And Azon, this group seeks to charter a ship. He kind of bows out and begins to kind of just like walk away quickly. And
I very gently prod him in the back with Mage Hand to get him to stay. Very.
Kind of like rubs the back of the. It's like you see him kind of pull out like a small like pocket watch and oh my, he kind of picks up his pace.
All right, I'll let him leave.
Okay.
He would like-
Poor guy.
We would like to charter a ship to Fort Beluarian immediately. And,
See, give me a moment, and he kind of starts flipping through his manifest here. It's, well, we've got a ship that's chartered to leave today. It's the only one today.
When today?
Around noon.
What time is it?
It's before noon. At this point, it's,
I was gonna fucking intimidate this guy and make him leave early. I guess we don't need to.
at this point, it's probably late morning.
How much for passage for 5 able-bodied sailors on that ship?
This ship is the Brazen Pegasus, and he kind of holds his hand out. You see this pretty good looking roughly you kind of wager 50, 60 foot or so sleek looking ship. She's the one of the fastest boats that comes in and out of the port. She has the captain Orteme Swift. They typically charter roughly they charge about 10 gold pieces a day for the group.
Do I-
Oh no.
Do I recognize that name by any chance?
Orteme Swift, you do not.
Okay.
We are working under Jobal to deal with one of his situations. I'm sure he would not appreciate you charging so much for people who work directly under him.
You could have him come here, and unfortunately, I don't set the price. The captain does.
Well, he's a very busy man. It'd be hard to get him down here.
I agree, and it's a very busy ship.
Look, we just need to charter this. Let's go pay the captain, and you can.
Yeah, where would we find the captain?
The boat is this way, and he kind of leads you down the dock a little ways, and you kind of come to this pair of rock gnomes, one of which you recognize as the rock gnome Dark, one of the racers.
Hello, friend.
She kind of looks at you, kind of. Hi.
Is that the way to greet the champion?
It's a way to greet someone who cheated, yeah? But, whatever. I have business.
And I don't believe there was any cheating involved.
Captain, I'll make my way onto the ship. She kind of begins to walk away, and you're left there with this other rock gnome.
Maybe I'll have a better conversation with you.
Aye, well, what do you need?
You're the captain of a Blazing Pegasus?
I am.
I need to charter your ship to Fort Beluarian. And my group, of course.
Aye, well, caught me at the right time. We're just about to set off. Making good time this morning. 10 gold pieces for the lot of you.
Come on.
All right,
For
boys.
the champion? You can do better than that for the champion of the
Aye.
race.
And how is having a champion of a dinosaur race going to help me sail my ship? How is it going to reduce
just
the number
like-
of stocks I need to use?
I'll
I can
flex
help you
my
sail your
muscles.
I can help you sail your ship. I'm rather experienced in matters of nautical themes.
Experienced with these waters in the bay?
Not in the slightest.
Did not think so. Well, I can get places very quickly. It's something of a specialty of mine.
I'll go ahead and just throw him the gold.
Yeah, I'll hand him my 2 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Pleasure doing business. You'll find your way up on the gangplank here. And be quick. We're setting out soon.
I'm just gonna walk on. I'm just gonna go up the ship.
Okay. So you guys making your way up on the ship. So. Okay. So yeah, you make your way to this ship, and you see this kind of. Oh, do I have it? I actually may have it. I might have something for this. Hold on. I did not. Okay, I didn't know if I had a ship, like a ship map or anything like that. Okay. So this ship, it's about, now that you're up on board, kind of here in person, 60 foot or so sloop. Seems to be built to go quick. You don't see a lot of cargo really on board. You don't see much hanging off the sides. This single mast that flies the square mainsail, and you have these 2 triangular foresails, a single aft sail, and a small topsail. Flint, knowing what you know about sailing, this many sails, favorable winds, you're probably looking at about 10 miles per hour.
Is that
Oh.
nautical miles or land miles?
nautical miles.
Shit, I actually don't know the difference, like IRL. But cool, so we can get there really fast in like a few hours.
Yeah, you're probably looking at making it there in a day under ideal conditions.
Cool.
We don't have any mages with us, do we?
What kind?
The kind that can make wind.
Nope. I can move water slightly faster,
I'm going to.
but I don't think it'll work for this ship.
I can do that actually. And I stand up and strike a heroic pose, and my cloak just
Oh
like it's
my.
being blown by all the wind. Billows out behind me.
This
Think
shit
you would
again.
stand on the sail while you do that?
I can certainly try, and I'll go ahead and you know what? Fuck it. I'll go ahead and just cast jump on myself, and just jump up onto the mast, and start doing it.
Okay. So you guys watch as Flint leaps to the top of this mast, kind of a couple of bounds, stands up top and strikes that same pose. I like to imagine like the Captain Morgan pose.
Yeah.
And the cloak is just like just billowing. Not really any wind right now, so it's kind of strange. And so as you're doing this, from one of the cabins in the like kind of on the deck, this door slams open. This large, sort of hulking man, this heavy beard, streaked with gray, steps out. And, what the fuck are you doing? And it's looking straight up at you, Flint.
I am simply surveying the vessel that I'll be passenger on.
Survey it from the fucking deck.
All right, I jump down and just like land on his shoulders. He's big, right? He can take it.
He's very big. He stands pretty even with you, Darius.
Great
Yeah, I
beast
ju- I
of a
just
man.
jump
Big
straight
man.
down and try and land on his shoulders, and without knocking him over.
Make a dexterity check.
Acrobatics?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Holy shit. So, as you jump down, he looks up and he sees you falling towards him, and he goes to step to the side. You throw the cape out, and the billowing of the cape kind of moves you a little bit, and you manage to kind of land almost like pirouette pose on his shoulder before doing like a backflip down to the ground next to him.
I just take a bow, hat flare, on the deck as
You
requested.
see him kind of stand, and he kind of comes to like his full height now, and he's not wearing a shirt. It's just this kind of like is like sort of like roughly tied slacks. The chest is this dark tan, scarred. You kind of see some of this scarring beneath this thick blackish kind of sort of salt and pepper hair down the whole chest. Because his nostrils flare and his face grows a little bit red, and on account of you already paid the captain, I'm not gonna fucking kill you where you stand. Don't do that shit again.
Ah, no promises, big fella.
That's First Mate Riddell to you.
Ah, pleasure to meet you. Captain Nathaniel Flint to you.
Where's your ship then?
Ah, don't worry about it.
That's what I thought. Well,
Actually, I believe I do know where it is, but you aren't gonna fucking go there.
just stay out of the way so that we can get you lot where you need to be.
Gladly.
Kind of walks and shoulder checks you as he goes by.
I dodge him. Uncanny dodge.
Okay. Alright. As that happens, the captain makes her way up the gangplank, and a couple of these crewmen pull it up onto the boat and begin to shove off. And she looks at you. Well, you won't find anywhere to sleep or to stay, but if you want to, if you look to rest, hang yourself your own top or something along those lines. Your choice. Be there.
I'm going to
Shortly.
jump right back up. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump right back up to where I was and hang a hammock, using some of my rope.
All right.
I'll help around the ship.
Well, go to Greg, the first mate. He'll tell you where you need to be.
I had the pleasure already.
Ah, well
Yeah,
then.
he doesn't seem to like me very much. I apologize for irritating him, by the way.
She kind of looks up at what you're doing at the moment, and she's like, I can surmise. Well, find something to, if you're not used to the sea, find something to hold on to. We'll be moving pretty quickly. She kind of makes her way back towards the port side of the ship to this large wheel. And she kind of looks down and, Mr. Udell, if you would, and he kind of starts barking orders. All the crewmen, they start to pull the sheets and start to tie off rope here and there. Darius, he kind of directs you to hold on to this rope, and as you grab it, you realize that like it's really fucking taut, and you kind of flex and make a strength check.
Sure.
All right, guys. Yeah. So you do so, and you kind of look at as you kind of walk up, you can see Riddell's kind of working to hold on to this rope, and you grab it from him, and at first you kind of like look like you're working, and then you smile and you kind of slack a little bit, but you're still holding it steady. Kind of looks at you guys and is like, fucking adventurous.
Sailors.
Whoever the fuck you are. Kind of just starts walking back towards the cabin. You notice he kind of heads up towards the captain and begins to kind of whisper some stuff to her.
Anything else, first mate?
Just looks at you and just grunts.
Wow. All right. Thanks. Dude.
I'm still. Actually, is there a crow's nest?
Not on this boat, no.
Yeah, so I've made a little makeshift one, and I'm gonna sleep.
Sure. Okay. So you're gonna kind of close your eyes a bit. It's it's sunny and it's hot, but you're used to it on the sea. Anything else the rest of you guys are doing?
Is there anything indoor? Indoor on the ship?
Taking a look around, you don't really see compared to the ship you took to Cholt, significantly like you don't even really see much of a like cabin space kind of dealio. You see there's the one room that the first mate has been kind of coming and going from, and kind of exploring the ship a little bit, you'd find that there's not really anything else.
I'll go to the port side.
Okay. Kind of looking out towards the.
You said we have to hold on to something the entire time? Because of the speed?
If you're not used to the sea, you might want to. You might get a little bit sick. Up to you.
At first, I'll try to read the book.
Okay. So you kind of lean up against the sort of like the rail and pull the book out and start to read.
I'll go ahead and throw some pouches to my friends. They just have bay leaves in them. Say, hey, no. Chew on these, you won't get seasick when we're fast.
I'll take 2.
Okay.
I'll
Guess
be
I'll take
fine.
one.
Okay. Huckfar or Asher, anything you guys want to do before you guys set out? Or as you guys kind of pull out of the port?
No.
Nothing in particular.
I'll keep a lookout for the turtle.
Okay.
Just
Is anyone secluded by themselves, not near like in our party?
Yeah, I am. I'm like 50 feet.
Oh, I'm not going up there. Fuck that.
Alright, so you guys begin to set sail. And making slightly slower progress here, sort of in the actual like little inletish area. But as you begin to approach the bay, the wind catches some of these sails, and Darius, you're kind of instructed from some of the other crew members, how to pull the rope the different ways to adjust the mainsail, and you catch the wind, and you you start to haul ass. So you guys are making your way. A couple of hours pass, and you're kind of out here into the bay at this point. The captain kind of hands the hands the wheel to her first mate and steps down onto the deck to start checking on some of the crew, and goes down to the cargo hold to check some of the cargo, and coming back up and kind of addresses all of you. Well, worth the money.
Well, I'm kind of working for it here, but yeah.
It's your fault for being so damn big.
Okay. It's a little rude, but sure.
If you ever find that this business is this adventuring shit ain't for you, come find me. I might be able to put you into a job.
Sailing.
It's kind of funny because this woman that's speaking to you, this captain, comes up to your knees, being a gnome.
I look down.
kind of punches your knee a little bit, well, for the rest of you, anything I can do for you while you're on my ship?
If you don't mind, actually, I'd like to watch some of your tricks of the trade. How you go so fast.
Of course.
And I'll swing down and jump over next to her.
Alright. She kind of walks you around. The trick is, only carry what you need. My crew, they want to sleep, they sleep here on the deck. Don't need the weight of cabin rooms and amenities. Move quick enough and you can find yourself a port each night. They need to rest, they can make themselves, you kind of got the point, yeah. If it's raining, they can fix themselves a top and keep themselves out of the water. But we run a tight ship here.
I can certainly see that.
And some of it kind of points to all the different sails. It's a bit of a investment, all this canvas, but well worth it when you build the reputation of being the fastest boat in the water.
Sure.
Plenty of pirates in these parts, but their ships can't even their ships can't even hold a candle to our speed. So,
I'm sure that's 100% true. This is painful. Yeah, pirates, they suck.
As for the turtle, he and I go way back.
I was wondering if you could introduce me to him when we passed.
Given where we're at, we've already passed him. He usually doesn't really cost our ship too much.
Well,
you can tell it's us by the speed.
If I were to mention I was a friend of yours, if I were to speak to him, say I came here with my own crew.
It may give you some credence with him.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Captain.
Aye. Anyone else? Doing anything?
Nah, I'm just chilling, enjoying the ride.
Okay.
What's the captain's name again?
That is Ortame Swift. Go ahead, I'll put that in.
A.
Yeah, here, I'll put that in here.
Tome.
I got you.
Ortame. Got it.
Yep. All right, so a few more hours pass. It's getting kind of into the later afternoon at this point. You begin to see ahead of you, in the distance, you see the slight peaks of a mountain range, and eventually you see this kind of long finger of land that juts out from Cholt, and this kind of dock-looking area, just barely beginning to approach on the horizon.
By the way, I'm trying to take a long rest as we sail. Possibly.
Okay.
In my head.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably. I mean, it's about a. Let's see here. It's about. I mean, it's about an 8-hour journey. All all things
all I'm
considered.
getting back is my jump, so I'm gonna go ahead and take as long a rest as I can to try and get back my jump spell.
Okay. Easy enough.
Psychic powers, I mean.
Yeah, the rest of you guys as well, if you'd like, and you're just kind of doing minimal. You could get a long rest in as well.
Okay.
Yep.
So, it's getting a little bit darker at this point. And you kind of approach this kind of like a landing / small dock, lit by these. You see a couple of these torches, but you don't really see anyone manning it. As you guys kind of approach, Captain. Well, we're here. Beluarian Landing. From here, it's about a 14-mile walk up to the fort. But you shouldn't find too much interruption on your way.
Thank you. It's a clear path. We can get there pretty quick.
Aye, should be. Last time I was here, at least.
Captain Swift, I appreciate you very much. Should we ever meet on the seas, I will show you the kindness you have shown me.
Absolutely. Well, wish you all the best, but we must be off. Schedule's keeping on.
I'm gonna check. So there's two things I want to know before she leaves that I've just been looking at. Name of the ship, which I'm sure you told us. Forgot.
Yep.
And how many crew were on it?
Sure thing. So the name of the ship was the Brazen Pegasus, and it was crewed by Ortome Swift, Dark, who was that other rock gnome. The first mate was Grig Riddell.
I don't care about their names. I just want to know how many people.
And
I
then
need if
and
I
then
wanna steal it.
yeah, sorry, and then an additional. You saw an additional 6 sailors.
So 9 crew.
Correct.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
Are we going to be able to get a ride back to that ship? I don't-
Well,
Tell you what, if we pay you in advance, can you meet us here in how long do you think we'll need, folks? 3 days? 4 days?
We'll
Let's
try and
say-
get this done in 2 or 3.
Let's say 3.
3 days? Pay you in advance plus a little extra for the trouble. Can you meet us here in 3 days?
in 3 days. I suppose we could probably arrange for that. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. How about give you the 10 gold fee plus an extra 5 just for...
Can you also deliver a letter?
If it's not out of our way.
Okay, I gotta remember the fucking name. Who's the name of the merchant prince that hired us to do this? Is
Wakanda.
that-
No, it was her or him.
Oh, that hired us to kill it. Yeah. it was the lady.
Quayothe.
Quayothe, yeah.
Yeah.
We deliver a letter to Quayothe. All it says is that the job is done, and we'll be returning soon.
It's some interesting language you use there. Another
Don't
5
worry, the
gold
job-
pieces, and I'll ensure that this letter makes it to Quayothe.
Fair enough.
Sure. Give 5.
You have yourself the fastest messenger on the sea.
So
Perfect.
we all we all pay 3 except for you, who pays 5. Yes.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
You pay 7. You pay 7.
8. Don't I?
No, because no, that includes the. I can't fucking do math. Just
Yeah. Throw in a total 8.
All right.
yeah. So maybe she gets 1 extra gold, but I don't. For the trouble.
Of course. Well, we'll be shoving off then. Good luck with your business.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, how were Jolly and Roger on seasick?
Oh shit! I forgot all about your dogs.
Me too. I'm sure they got seasick, but they're okay.
They were a little bit confused because there wasn't really anywhere to get out of the sun, and there was like no like cabin to stay in, so they were kind of just like
I would
lazing
make them
about
a
on the
little
dock.
tarp. I'd make them a little
Okay.
tarp.
Yeah, they didn't really enjoy it much, but you know they kept quiet enough, kept out of the way.
Good. All right.
All right. So, as they set off, you guys can kind of see that. So you're on this dock, this landing. These unmanned torches stand lit, and you see this kind of rough trail that meanders its way through this clearing. You can see, you know, on either side of you where this kind of denser jungle exists, but this area itself seems to have been cleared. And you see this kind of rough path that makes its way up this kind of slowly rising hill.
Well, I think we follow the path.
I hope so.
Okay.
Now, how do we find this? I mean, I guess we can just ask where Shago is. That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys kind of row this boat. So the Brazen Pegasus would have anchored about half a mile off the beach, and you know, you would have rowed with the captain, or with, you know, Dark or whoever out to the landing, said your goodbyes. As they're rowing back to the ship, you know, you guys kind of turn and begin to make your way up the beach. You see a couple of these sort of small, these like log buildings that are kind of just above the tide line. And so you guys are heading towards the fort then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it just us on the beach? You said the
Currently,
first
yes.
thing left.
Yes.
I'm gonna turn to the group and tell them that I let it be known that if it comes down to it, a death in battle is very honorable, but I will not be the one to stab him in the back.
That's all right. We got plenty of folks.
Respectable. I have no problems doing it.
That is fine.
Okay. So, as you guys begin making your way up the trail, ahead of you kind of see some torchlight, and you see in the torchlight a number of look to be guards, though they wear like a different garb than the guards you saw in the port. Seem to be walking down the trail towards the landing. And you know, it's kind of like dusk at this point. So, would you guys, if you guys are approaching without a light source, they would not have noticed you yet. However, if you do have a light source, they would have seen this source of light.
Well, I can't see without one, so I do have my rapier out.
Okay.
Going and leading the way.
Well, the rapier doesn't cast as much light as a torch, so
No,
I don't
it's
believe it's like
it's
10, 15
dim-
feet. Dim light, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
I just have my goggles on.
Okay.
I do
Uh,
not
and
have a
then-
light source.
Okay. You'd be able to see the dim light from Flint's rapier. I mean, your vision would just be, you know, restricted to that sort of 15 feet or so of that dim light. So.
Oh no, it's bright light for 15 feet, dim light for 15 feet.
Okay.
Still not a torch, but
Right.
slightly
Okay.
better. 30 feet of light.
Okay. So as they kind of round a turn, they don't seem to pick up their pace, so you're not sure if they've noticed you yet. What are you guys doing?
They just look like guards.
Yep. Yeah. Wearing kind of
Might be-
different clothing.
Might be a
But
good
yeah.
idea to hail them. That do
Yeah, I don't think we're here to be secret.
Yeah.
We're not. No. Well, I mean, we could be, but we don't know what our target looks like, so I feel like we would be. Actually, I have an idea. Those of us who are good at the talkie should go on in, and the rest of us should wait outside.
That's not a bad plan.
All right, Asher, come with me.
Yeah, you too. The rest of us will wait out here.
Okay. So, Ash, are you using a light source, or are you just gonna let Darius guide you?
I mean, I have dark vision.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, my half elf.
Oh shit! I forgot you're half elf. I was thinking variant human Ramiel again. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're fine.
Freaking- Wow, that has true sight, so it doesn't matter, Kappa.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Original variant human.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys make your way, and you can clearly make out that there's about 6 of these guards.
Okay.
And are you hailing them, or are you going to approach them kind of in the dark, or let them
can
follow
hail
you?
them. Tail them down.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you hail them, they you kind of see them kind of stop for a moment before picking up the pace a little bit and approaching, and you now see that they all have sort of they've all got this they all have this garb on, sort of like a tabard of sorts that has this, image of this clenched gauntleted fist with this bright flame behind it. Kind of look at you. Curious to see a couple of individuals on the beach this time of day. What brings you here?
We need a jungle guide. We have an urgent mission.
You are here for Shago.
Yes, we are.
I see. Well, if you would, we can guide you the rest of the way to the fort.
Perfect.
Are you gonna hail back to the rest of the party? Or you guys just gonna go up yourselves?
No, I think we should.
No.
We should follow them stealth, and they should. They should. Yeah, they should not know we are there. The rest
Okay.
of us.
Yeah, we didn't go up with the group. They're not gonna call.
Okay.
Fucking reinforcements in.
All right. Go ahead and make the other 3 of you guys go ahead and make stealth checks. To kind of follow at a distance. Disadvantage, Bumblebee.
Is he in heavy armor?
I think. Oh wait, no, he's a barbarian. No, you're fine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hey,
Oh shit. Okay.
Good
dude,
God, you
you're
guys.
good at me.
Well,
Meh.
3 of us are, but you
Oh,
know what?
I mean,
He's got a plus
overall,
6.
yeah,
so-
overall.
Yeah, he's got a +6. That's not.
Yeah, overall, you guys managed to. I mean, so it's dusk and there's not a lot of moonlight, and you're kind of in this cleared area, so you don't really got to worry about stepping over twigs and sticks and making your way through kind of difficult-looking, foliage. You're really able to kind of just kind of stick to the outskirts a bit, and keeping 50 or 100 foot or so berth. No one really seems to pick up on your presence. Takes you guys, a solid, probable, at least probably a solid hour or so of walking this trail. The remaining sort of 10 or 11 miles before you kind of come to this. This hillock. You see the flag of Baldur's Gate that flies over this wooden stockade, and this whole sort of structure sits atop this 10-foot tall hill. Curiously, that the sides of this hill have been kind of like shaved almost vertically to make them really steep, and you kind of they seem to be like very smooth, difficult you imagine to climb. The main gate of this fort faces you, facing west, and as you approach this main gate, you can see that on the opposite side of the stockade, this tall keep rises above the rest of the fort, and kind of has this. You can tell it would have a pretty commanding view of the surrounding wilderness. And let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So
Well, I guess they are heavily they got some heavy fortifications here.
Yeah.
the guards turn to. This is Fort Beluarian. We of the Flaming Fist use this as a sort of place of operations. You will find, though he may be retired for the evening, Shago is currently here. If you like,
Excellent.
How late is it?
at this point, walking up to the fort and everything else all considered, it's dark. You know, probably pushing 10 o'clock.
Okay. Is it possible to wake him up?
You could. I do not know if he would be very happy about it, but
Gold
yeah,
makes everyone happy.
that does.
He's not making much sleeping in there.
This is true.
Make 150 today.
This is true. Well, you should find him in the. Find him in the. Fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? In the barracks. That's where I would head first.
Oh.
And as you make your way, of course, and as you make your way through this western gate, the first thing you kind of come to, you see this looks to be like a blacksmith's area. You see a couple of anvils, a large forge, though it's currently currently idle, dormant. No one working here at the moment. You see that this looks to be like an armorer's shop of some kind, and kind of continue your way into the fort itself. You kind of come through this kind of like a smaller version of the grand, like a much smaller scale of the Grand Souk. This bizarre seeming area. You see a number of these small stalls and shops, a couple of these streamers that kind of hang lazily between the roofs. Maybe a dozen or so individual setups here. You kind of see off to your right looks to be like a cleared area, a small well, a couple of buildings along these sort of walls that line the entirety of this fort. These wooden stockades, really. You kind of hear the whinny of horses, and you see a small stable. As you walk by, you kind of peek in, you see. Of the 12 stalls, only 7 of them currently housing a beast. Continuing on, you pass what looks to be a jousting field. You see these 2 large tracts of land, a small sort of state like a audience stand, and then like a fence like a runner down the middle. Nothing currently happening here at this point of the evening. Looking around as well, you see a number of guards, kind of like manning the various walls of the fort. Probably you see a smaller gate to the south, and kind of on the outskirts of this large sort of keep that was rising, up into the, up above everything else. You see where the guards direct to you as the barracks.
Well, I thank you very much, good sirs. I think we'll. Can you describe what he looks like to us so we can find him?
Shago, yeah. Dark-skinned man, kind of a single crop of hair that heads down the middle of his head. A wide smile. 6 feet or so tall. He's pretty well cut.
Hard to miss.
Aye. Quite.
Okay. Well, I thank you very much, good sir.
Of course. And they kind of make their way back towards the stable, and eventually out of sight.
As we sort of depart from them, there's 2 things we need to talk about. First is where the hell are we going with him?
Good question.
Yeah.
There is a little symbol on our map there. Could have him take us there.
Which one? It's called
The-
Crossbones or the mine
The mine.
thing? That's a possibility. We'll have to
we
figure out
had-
what's going on at that mine.
Before we had talked about leaving him at the inlet, right?
Now, the alternative, this is probably going to take longer, is to still go with that undead camp that we had noted earlier. Have him guide us down there. And we return to Port Nyanzur with his body.
The one way.
Or, yeah.
We don't have time.
We don't have time yet. We're on a pretty harsh time limit.
That is
And
true.
Based on
So,
what we
why not-
know,
does there? I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
based on what we know so far, I'm assuming there's some sort of danger in that mine. That seems like the best place to, well, do whatever.
We can ask him about it, but if we don't already know what's going on there, then we
Yeah,
need an
we-
excuse to be asking.
Exactly. Why
Best
don't
I
we
can
just-
come up with is that we're thrill seekers.
That's not good enough.
Yeah.
It would be urgent for us to wake him in the middle of the night to guide us to this mine.
I have a vested interest in recording various places in this land. As far as I can tell, there's something interesting there.
There's nothing in the
We'd
book
say
about
we're-
it, right?
About what?
The mine or anything, any close areas,
The mine?
or
Yeah,
like
there's-
anything close by.
Shovel and whatever that may
Pickaxe.
be.
Pickaxe.
But
Yeah, shovel and pickaxe, or whatever that symbol represents. We should assume mine, because
Yeah,
that's...
it's a mine.
That's
On the.
That's what the key
oh,
says.
sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. It's a mine. What was the question about the mine? I'm sorry, I missed it.
what do we know about it? Does the book say anything? Do any of us have any idea?
The book. I mean, it mentions that. So it mentions that a lot of these mines, typically just ore mines for varying purposes. Not really a whole lot of.
What if we tell him that, I don't know, some
Who's his
necromancer
father? Actually, who's his father again?
mother
Mother?
She is a merchant prince, and her name is Fizzback. No,
Oh, deals with jewelry, etc. So would she be dealing with coal?
Is it a coal mine?
probably not. Depending, my suggestion would be to say that we have it on good authority that a minor necromancer is building an army in that mine. That might be too much.
I think that's too much because we need them to
Just send Shago.
send.
We don't know if the mine is operational or not. If it's operational and safe, then
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah.
You're talking about this mine that's right here next to the fort,
right
correct?
next to Fort Beluarian.
Yeah.
I think
Well, I
going
have another.
with the original plan is still the best option we have.
I do
But
agree. Take
we
him
need
to
a
the coast
destin-
and-
Why don't I
Oh.
just
Take
Listen.
him to that inlet down there.
or to the
Well-
other side, depending on which we can get to faster.
Alternatively, if we didn't want to put ourselves in danger and take him with our enemy, and we decided to do this execution style, we could mimic that plan by harming one of us deliberately
That's
and having
true.
them
I do
report
like that.
on the
Harming
death.
one of you mean, clearly.
Yes. One of us would be harmed and then take the body to probably Fort Beluarian, but we would keep something that would, proof of death. Take that to Quiote. But it needs to be convincing.
You see, the real alternative is I walk in there, I lob this man's head off, and then we walk out.
Highly
Wow.
suggest that.
Now that
We would
that
not be
paints quite the
walking out.
target.
Are you heading into the
and not to
barracks yet, or are
mention-
you just kind of discussing this standing outside?
Deliberating outside.
Okay, and as far as the rest of the group goes, the other three,
We're not there. We're just
yeah,
talking.
yeah. You wouldn't
This is
be
like
able
out of
to
character.
really sneak in.
Oh,
you
true.
could, you could get pretty close, and you would see that there's about 8 guards stationed around that west gate.
So I'd
Oh,
say
true.
stick to the plan. Get them to come to the coast. We'll jump you guys. Maybe we jump them.
So where's our coastal destination? Where
So
do we want to
initially-
take them?
Initially, it was in like the southwest of there, the first big thing. But I think we go to the coast. I feel
The
like
what?
that's-
You cut out.
Oh, it was initially in like. You see how there's like the 3 fingers? sticking
Yeah.
in? It was the nearest or the second one, I think, the second finger. And then I think we just go to the other coast though, because it's so much closer.
The one to the north of Fort Beluarian, kind of?
Yes, because it's through the jungle. It's probably not explored. We go straight through. Say there's our cover story is we're treasure hunters, and there's a pirate treasure hidden on that coast.
Okay.
That might work.
Okay.
I'll even I'll start drawing up a map, a fake treasure map, right now.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to. We can't contact you.
No, you can't.
Oh, but you can.
Just to add a character, like we're.
If we came up with this plan
Yeah, we probably would have done this at some point.
Yeah.
during 3 days or something, we were
Yeah.
on the water.
We were only on the water for about 12 hours,
Or?
right?
No, it's 3 days.
No, because we took the super fast ship.
Yeah, it only took us a day.
Oh, jeez. Someone's been theory crafting too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, I definitely don't have paths building open.
Nerd.
So
Ice
we're
crashes.
down 1 day, so we got 7 days left.
So if we take 2 to get up there, 2 to get back, 1 to get back, we've got 1
Okay.
day extra.
So we wanna go north along the coast to Fort Beluarian in search of a pirate treasure because we are treasure hunters.
And we found a map that your companions outside have who. Shit, how are we
Alright.
gonna explain the fact that we hid? Shall we walk up to the gate and introduce ourselves, guards?
It's up to you guys at this point.
Well, we'll do that later. Rush.
Alright, so the 2 of you guys are kind of standing outside these barracks right now.
Mhm.
Just look at dull glow from within.
Well, I
Heading
think this
inside.
is the point where we go in.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the part where you.
Do we use our real names?
No.
So
Alright.
as you head into these barracks, you see seems to be kind of like a general space. You see a number of like cots and beds. You see some number of guards sleeping. You see a few more that are kind of eating and just general taking some some leisure time. This time of night, it seems that there's not too many people awake, but there are a large number of soldiers in this barracks. Quite a few.
They're on military. Do we see Shago?
Make a perception check.
Oh, I gotta walk to my computer.
How unfortunate.
Not bad.
18. Okay. Looking through, you count probably at least probably at least 30 or so guards in here. But no Shago.
That's a lot of guards.
Let's ask one of the guards. They know
Okay.
where Shago is.
So you find one of the guards that's, kind of still awake and a little bit groggy. He looks at you and sets down some ale that he was drinking. Shago. Don't trust him. I don't like that smile. But he's usually suckering up to the boss. Methinks he probably wants to rise up quicker than the rest of us here through the ranks, but boss is a bit of a hard ass. You'll probably find him talking with her in the Bailey.
Thank you very much.
Aye.
I will go to where he said.
I'll follow.
Alright, so you're heading to the Bailey.
In the meantime, I'm giving them the jerky
Okay.
and letting them try the good stuff. It's delicious.
The party or the dogs?
The party. The dogs
Okay.
don't get the good jerky.
I was curious. Okay.
Do not
So-
feed dogs here.
So he tells you to go to the Bailey. So where are you heading? Do you know what a Bailey is?
No.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Actually, a Bailey.
But I don't.
Bayleaf is a Pokemon.
Bailey is
gonna walk up
the
to a
outer
Bailey.
wall of a castle.
I'm gonna walk up to another guard
I knew
Let's
that.
Stop your seasickness.
Alright,
and
rough
ask
kindergarten.
him which direction to the Bailey.
Kind of looks at you. New blood, eh? The inner Bailey is the big building that rises higher than the rest.
Much appreciated.
Aye.
Alright, I
How
go to
to get
the
lost.
inner building. The rest is higher than the rest. Now I know what that is.
Okay.
It's taller than the rest.
Okay, so you head to this inner building. It seems to almost be like a fort within a fort, really. So you're in this large fort, these walls and all that stuff, guards along them, and then you kind of come to this like inner fort. Peak of the roof, stands probably 20-25 feet or so tall, and you kind of see this attached like palisade that kind of forms this inner courtyard around it. It's 16 feet tall. The gates themselves are open, and making your way into this lower level of sorts.
Okay, that's what a Bailey is.
She just
I
Googled
now
or
know.
something?
Yes. I have a full understanding of a Bailey in castle architecture.
There you go. Making your way into this Bailey. Just a moment here. You see this kind of like central courtyard that seems to be open to the sky. You see this wooden statue of an armored man that stands in the middle of this courtyard. Darius, you would recognize this statue as the Grand Duke Older Ravengard of Baldur's Gate. He is the what the fuck? You would have heard of him through your connections in like the Paladin Order and all that stuff.
Well then.
Wait, theirs is a holy shit, Freddy's a paladin.
Yeah,
Something like.
definitely a paladin.
To your,
Yeah.
as you guys kind of walk over to where this courtyard is, to your left are the small kind of private stables of sorts, and you see 6 of these Hadrosauruses and 4 Dionychuses housed in these protected stables. Kind of like kind of like like personal like hunting dogs almost. These four raptor like dinosaurs.
Do the hadrosaurs have lovely singing voices?
I would not know.
Are they kissable?
An older meme. Sad
It's
you
an older
didn't get
meme,
it.
but it checks out. To your right, you see this lit great hall of sorts. These two large tables, and it almost kind of resembles like this hunting lodge of sorts. You see these large dinosaur heads and skulls mounted along the walls, pelts hung like tapestries or along the floor. And sitting in this hall, you see a man that matches the description of Shago, as well as this woman who kind of in this like ornate looking armor, this like studded leather emblazoned with this same symbol of the flaming fist, kind of a shield on her back along with this long sword. Sorry, not a long
That
sword,
must-
a battle axe.
Correct choice of weapons.
They seem to be in conversation.
Oh man, that's probably their leader or something. I hate to interrupt.
I feel like I'm just gonna walk up and interrupt.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds like a Darius thing to do.
Yeah.
I'm there to back him up for this part.
Okay. All right. So as you walk up, kind of seem to be in this this conversation. This is I'll go ahead and share this with everyone now. This is what Shago looks like.
Don't we already have an image?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I'd shared it with you or not.
Officially now.
Yeah, but officially, officially you now know what
Yeah.
Shago looks like. And they both kind of
There's that smile. That damn smile.
damn smile.
What
they
is
kinda,
that from? Like, I know it's a meme, but
I think it's
Um,
from what
I
was
think it's
that
from
show?
Isn't it 13 Reasons Why?
Might be. It's got
oh,
that
the
meme
Finnish
certainly has
show?
that vibe around it.
Yeah, it really does. All right, sorry. I mean,
No, you're fine. Yeah, I think it's 13 Reasons Why.
Oh,
So they both kind of turn to you and address you, and Liara speaks first. And well, you're new here. What brings you to our fort at this hour?
Shago does.
Ah, Shago, it seems that you have interested parties. And what brings you here to seek out one of my men?
His guidance. I need a jungle guide.
Kind of looks to you all and well then you have come to the best.
we were told you were the best.
Shago fears nothing. Shago knows the way to the jungle. And Liara kind of stops him. And Shago is currently commissioned to the Flaming Fist. Now, I'm sure there are other guides in the port that you can seek out. What makes it so urgent that you have my man here?
Because our destination is nearby.
Oh, and that destination is?
We'll share that with our guide.
Well, if you are to share it with your guide, then you may share it in my company as well, for I am his commanding officer.
How about this? If we can get a promise that we'll have a guide, we'll be willing to share the information.
Make a persuasion check.
yeah, charisma boy.
Yeah.
God damn, you guys! You guys are on fire
Four
tonight.
tonight.
That's that's 420 tonight. Holy shit!
Day plays
Wait
it.
until we get into combat. 4 ones in a row.
She kind of sits back in her chair a bit and. Well, I was just busting your balls, and it seems that you have what it takes to be busted. So, please discuss your business.
We found
You take it from here.
some hidden pirate treasure. Well, supposedly pirate treasure. And it turns out that it's about, a couple of miles north of here. And unfortunately that path leads us through the jungle and we don't know the way. And this is where you come in. I point to Shago.
He knows the
Shago
way.
knows the way.
I bet you do.
And Liara kind of leans back a little bit. And, I hate to interject, but for this expedition you wish to seek out on, do you have a charter of exploration?
Absolutely.
May I see it?
Most certainly not.
Well, given that I am the one who issues these charters, I'm going to go ahead and allow your lie to slide for now.
Shit,
When you
I
say
thought
lie-
you and Mercy could think.
About having a charter.
Oh no, it was miscommunication.
Sure.
Smooth.
Well, I could be convinced to allow you to depart with my soldier here. Of course, the requisite fees would need to be paid, and you would need to purchase a charter from the Flaming Fist. But I do not see any reason why it would cause a problem.
What are the fees?
For a charter of exploration, it is a 50 gold pieces cost, as well as an agreement that any treasures that you find while exploring, you will share half with the Flaming Fist.
Well, how convenient that we're searching for treasure.
My thoughts exactly.
Very well.
Now,
Sounds fair.
And if you're to do this, there are a couple of things that I myself could use done in this area, and well, if you're up to the task, we'd be willing to provide the charter for free. I will waive the 50 gold piece upfront cost, and depending on what it is you accomplish, there may even be a bit of a reward in it for you.
Oh, lay it on us.
Now you're talking my language.
Well, come, take a seat. Allow us to discuss. Is it just the two of you? It will, be sure to tailor my expectations based on, what I'm working with.
We have
some
friends
associates.
outside.
Oh,
They're on their way.
I see.
We arrived ahead so that we can get a guide ready. Given that it's so late, we weren't sure if we'd be leaving tonight.
Well. Should you, be in service to the Flaming Fist, I'm sure we could arrange for, you to stay the evening and, comfortably, of course.
Well, let's see what's on the table.
Is this something you'd like to discuss with the full party present, or do you two speak for the group?
We'll speak for them.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
boy.
Delegated.
I see. Well, there are a number of things we could use some
Get your pen and
assistance
paper out,
with.
boys.
The first, the jungle, as I'm sure you are aware, has a number of undead, and namely, there is a presence of ghouls nearby. For every severed ghoul head you bring to us, I am authorized to pay you 20 gold pieces per head.
Generous?
Well, they're quite a nuisance, and unfortunately, while we do have a large force here, not many are skilled enough to deal with the undead, both physically and constitutionally.
How recognizable do said skulls or heads need to be? My work, my skills.
So long as the head can be identified to belong to that of a ghoul at one point in time, we can work with
Perfect.
a bloodied head.
Perfect.
Now, something that may require a little bit more time of you. We've established a large presence here in the jungles, and have mapped out a good, a good portion of this part of the island. We wish to expand our reconnaissance farther south. There is a bay known as Shilku Bay, and it is on the southeastern end of the island. We would like someone to conduct a 1-week reconnaissance of this destroyed village of Shilku and return to report what you've seen. Of course, we will arrange for food and safe passage. A charter would be provided free of cost. And should you complete this mission, you would be considered honorary members and guests of the Flaming Fist. Free meals, guest rooms whenever you visit the fort. And we could provide you each with a potion or scroll available from the stores that we have in our treasure stock.
This is Shilku?
Ah, yes, Shilku.
Holy fuck, that's far.
Ah, yes, it's, we have not been able to make an expedition there ourselves yet.
Where's Shilku?
Southwest, yeah, sorry, not southeast. I
All
always
the
get that.
way
Oh,
south.
that's
Yeah.
It's something we will consider, perhaps in the future.
Of course. And finally, this one is a bit odd, a bit strange even. Our scouts have spotted large footprints, very large, south of the fort. But as to the creators of these footprints, we have not seen them.
how far south?
Quite a. I'm actually. Hold on, look at my notes here. She just. On the other side of the mountain range that is adjacent here to us is where the first footprints were spotted, making their way inland from there. So roughly 50 to the mountain range southeast of the fort. On the opposite side, our scouts saw these footprints at first along the coast, and then more inland from there. We're curious, what new strangers in this land have arrived so close to the fort? If you can find out who or what is making these tracks, discover where they're coming from and what threat, if any, they pose to the fort, we can reward you with a number of magical arrows. Should you accept this mission, of course, once more, a chart of exploration will be provided free of cost. And I would prefer if you were to return with some form of compelling evidence to support whatever claim it is that you make.
Does a severed head count as compelling evidence?
Yes. Should it be necessary that you sever the head of whatever this creature is? Yes, it would be quite compelling, I think.
Most of the time, it is.
What was the reward for the Shilku reconnaissance?
That was a
Scrolls and potions.
a potion or scroll, each of your choice, from their available stock.
Okay. I think the most reasonable mission is, well, at least while we're out there, we can take care of ghouls. I'm sure we might come across a few.
Come across any, yeah?
And in time, maybe not. It won't be an immediate thing, but we can give our promise that we'll investigate these footprints.
Of course.
Shilku's rather far, and that's something we can work around in the future.
Of course.
It'd be nice to establish a good relationship with Fort Beluarian.
You are new but wise. I foresee a great partnership here between us. So long as your goals align with that of the Flaming Fist, I do not see any problems ahead of us.
Sounds good.
Shago kind of looks. Shago is excited for these journeys.
Look forward to it as well.
Happy for you, Shago. Yeah.
I bet you are.
Well,
I bet you have.
the evening grows late. If you'd like, we may go and find the rest of your group, welcome them in, and you may stay here for the evening and depart on your journey tomorrow.
First thing tomorrow morning, then. They'll have the map, so that'll lead you to where we need to be.
A map, you say?
The treasure map.
Ah, of course, of course.
So we don't have a map of Chult. We're new here.
That'd be crazy. Who would have such a thing? Definitely not us.
Well,
Fucking maps are like crack cocaine. Out here. Got a map.
well. Tell me, I almost forgot to ask. Where are you guys? Where are you all from? Your group. Clearly not from Chult.
No. Most of us hail from Baldur's Gate and surrounding areas.
Well, no wonder we seem to get along so well. As do we. We all hail from Baldur's Gate as well. Our mercenary company is headquartered there.
Convenient.
Yes.
Kind of shivers a bit.
Very.
I may have
convenient.
done some work for you guys in the past.
Ah,
Bit of a mercenary myself.
I see. Well, surely if you've ever done any business through the Duke Ulder Ravengard, you would have likely, potentially, indirectly assisted us with one of our endeavors. But it's good to see another friendly face in this otherwise shithole of a jungle.
Alright, Trump.
Very well. We'll go get the rest of our group prepared, and we'll find you. I imagine here tomorrow morning.
Ah, yes. I spend the majority of my time here in this fort, in the
So we've been told.
in the bailey. And
So
Shago. If you don't mind, I'd like to meet your group as well.
Now or
I'll come with you. It's good to get to know each other.
I suppose it'll be nice to have you get us through the guards.
Ah, clever boy.
All right, let's go get our boys.
All right. So you guys make your way, across the fort, and easy enough, Shago, nods to the guards, and they recognize it. And you guys kind of open up the gates out to the west, and as for the rest of you guys, you kind of still hiding or seeing you see these gates open up, and you'd see Asher and Darius flanked by Shago.
Once they call out, I'm sure we'll walk
Yeah.
out of the building.
Okay. Shago kind of looks at you. I almost did not notice you. If not for the smell, I probably would have been surprised. Well.
By the way, I still have the mustache fixed,
Okay.
just in case.
Well, surely you know Shago's name. Who does Shago have the pleasure of working with?
Well, my name is Yomir Magri.
Magri.
That works.
Aye. So you, large man.
Call me. Hold on. I need to figure out what his name.
Quick question, Darius. How tall were you once again?
7'6".
You're 7'6".
Yeah, 6'8", 6'8", 6'8".
6'8". Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought you were like 1 inch shorter.
Yeah, 6'8". Okay, Shago would be about half a foot shorter than you then. But
What was that fucking?
But about
guy's name?
200 pounds and all muscle.
Oh, I'm 385 all muscle. Come at me, idiot.
Kind of looks at you. You
I'm
seem to be
150. Not a single muscle on me.
Shago kind of turns to you, Darius. A man that's of my own kind. What do I call you?
Come back to me. Hold on. I need to figure out what this guy's name was that I was gonna use. I forgot. I know whose name I want to use, but I forgot what his name is.
I'm
Okay.
tall, not smart. Come on.
I'll kind of step in and rescue him. And my name is John. Pleasure to meet you, John Silver.
John Silva. You look to have the air of a seaman about you.
Ah, I'm impressed you could tell.
I've spent a lot of time around the sea.
Really? Where
Ma-
about?
Well, less about the sea, more about the seamen. Many of them come to me for exploration. They come to our lands and seek treasure and adventure. And they
Yeah, I'm
know
sure they come
Shago
a
is the
lot.
one to. Jesus fucking Christ. They know Shago is the one to what they want to come to.
Well,
As for you, my fine furred friend.
I'm
He
sorry, I
looks-
was talking. That
Oh,
was
you're fine. He looks at you, Bumblebee.
What was that? I'm sorry.
He kind of turns to you. And as for you, my fine furred friend, what do I call you?
I am Shikaka.
Shikaka. Powerful name. As for you, hooded one.
Huckbar.
How
Ah,
far?
shit.
A pleasure to meet you, Hakva. He kind of turns once more. He kind of looks up. Have you remembered your name?
High Templar Venarius.
Jesus Christ.
Shit.
That's his name.
Quite a title you have, but I shall call you Venarius. if you do
That'll
not
do.
mind. Good. Well, now that we have established each other's names, let us get a good night's rest before our journeys tomorrow.
Agreed.
I know the two of you are familiar with the barracks. If you would come with me, we shall find ourselves a place to rest. And as you're kind of walking towards the barracks, you hear this kind of hear like a single bell, a single ring of a bell. And with that, you see a number of these guards kind of climb down off of these palisades. A number of guards come out from the barracks to relieve them.
Shift change.
Yes. Whenever the bell rings, it's a sign for the guards to swap. But when the bell continues to ring, it means that we are under attack, and it is not a good place to be when that happens.
3 times for undead.
Excuse me.
That's reference.
Oh.
I'm fucking around.
Okay, I got you. I recognize. I understood
3 horns
that
for
reference.
White Walkers.
Yeah, I understood that reference.
Yeah.
Alright. So as you guys head into the barracks, you find a number of cots that are open. If you'd like to rest for the evening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely do so.
You know, Venarius, it was a real shame when you pulled the Starforge from Elder's chest.
I know.
God damn it.
Beginning the start of calamity.
I sought power. Found it.
Fuck
This
yeah.
is a PoE character.
Yeah.
PoE lore.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Alright. So.
Next character's definitely gonna be at Syria. I'm gonna carry around a pool of blood.
And bathe in it. Hell
Well, do other stuff in it, but definitely, yeah.
just get a bag of holding and keep blood in it.
Right, I mean, did you guys read that thing that I sent? A while ago?
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, well, it's some PoE lore. Interesting stuff.
yeah. Get a jug, like the endless jug or whatever, and just fill it with blood and shower.
Here,
in it every day.
I'll link it again. Go ahead and...
By the way, this was the woman you were speaking with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so... I wasn't just bathing in it, there was something, other stuff in there too.
I remember.
Oh,
this.
that.
So
Yeah.
Are we sleeping and heading out in the morning? What we're doing?
Yes.
Yes, I believe that's the plan.
Cool. I go straight.
Okay.
Damn, that neck armor has got to be encumbering.
Alright. So as you guys rest, it's it's humid, it's hot, and you're in these pretty uncomfortable cots. It's a very far cry from where you guys have been staying the past several nights since you've arrived in Schultz. This is much more rugged than Maya's house of repose was. But regardless, you guys were able to find some sleep, albeit restless, and kind of wake up a number of hours later to this loud bell ring and the sound of other guards, hopping up off their cots, donning their armor, and heading out to their shift. So, what do you do?
I'm gonna wake up Shago and say, "Hey, bud, ready to roll?"
Shago is always ready.
Alrighty, let's pack up and go. Here, try this. I give him one of the good pieces of jerky.
Takes a bite. Haha, you bought this from the man in the red bazaar, did you not?
Goddamn right.
I recognize these spices anyway.
Delicious, eh?
Ah, it is very good.
I actually got. I kind of open up. I reach into my bag and I pull out a big thing of fucking spices that I bought from him too. I'm like, I got all the spices.
It'll come in handy when you wish to survive in the jungle and not eat bland and tasteless garbage.
Absolutely, a man of taste.
Of
Charles
course.
is most obliging.
I am a man of action and taste.
Good. I like that.
Kind of gives you that wide, cheeky smile.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit unnerving, really.
Yeah. Let's roll
So-
out.
Well, I'd be a pretty shitty guide if I did not tell you. So, how far are we heading? You said you had a map.
Oh, yeah. I pull out. It looks like it was drawn by probably a fourth grader. But, there's like a big star where Fort Beluarian is, and
Mhm.
approximately up on that little bend. Like, the coastline is very deep. Clear it's a pirate map, but the inside of the continent, nobody fucking. They have no idea. It's
Mhm.
literally just this one little bay where Fort Beluarian is on the north side, and it's that first point. If you go to the, like, in between the O and the R, Beluarian, and go straight north, that first point.
So this right here, basically.
Yeah, close-ish.
Right, like right there.
Ish. Yeah, ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah. So it looks like we're looking at about a 20 or 30 miles. We'll need provisions for a couple of days. Tell me, do any of you have a method to gather water?
I can hold water. I can't necessarily gather it.
Okay.
Create it.
Did you see the rain catchers in the port?
Yeah. We do.
Ah. Did you purchase any?
No.
We do not.
Well, lucky for you, there are traders here who will sell them. It's a little bit pricey out this way, but it is a necessity if you wish to survive.
That's totally fine.
A few days without water, not good. Not good.
So I'll
And
go over and buy 3 days worth of water as soon as you. How much does it cost?
They don't actually sell water, they sell these rain catchers, which are these sort of, these kind of like, large, it's about 5-foot square leather tarp, kind of wrapped on this wooden frame, and when you stretch it across the wooden frame, it forms this kind of basin, that kind of catches the water itself.
Got it.
The shopkeep kind of looks at you. Ah, you set this out during the rain? You catch the water? It's good drinking water. You can't drink from the sea or from the river, can you? No. You want to get sick maybe, but you catch the rainwater, you drink it up.
How much?
For you, 2 gold pieces.
1 gold piece.
Not out to your friend.
I'll pull out a piece of jerky. 1 gold piece and a fine Stegosaurus jerky.
I cannot pay my bills with jerky.
No, but you can't eat gold.
And if I go to a Kene Afa with jerky, I lose my hand. So, 2 gold pieces.
Fine, fine.
Alright, so you're purchasing a single rain catcher?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask, how many of these do you think would we need to get enough water for 6 people?
For 6 people? Kind of see him doing some, like, math with his fingers. You probably want to drink a couple of gallons of water a day when you travel to the jungle. And each one of these catches up to 8 gallons, usually, in my experience. But that's per inch of rainfall, it gets about 2. To be on the safe side, you probably want multiple. Especially what do you do if that one breaks? You're shit out of luck.
Oh boy,
Okay.
one.
I'll get, yeah, I was gonna get 2.
Before you guys buy them, Goob,
Mm-hmm.
is the inside of the bag of holding a vacuum?
I think it's.
It is.
I don't.
Right? There's
I
no
don't know
air.
if it's a vacuum as much as it is just like extra dimensional space. I'd have to look that one up.
Right, but there's no oxygen.
Correct.
There's nothing that you can breathe in inside the vacuum.
I would say that's true.
So it is a vacuum.
Okay.
So in theory, if I were to go and get a bunch of seawater, put it in the bag of holding, it would all boil, letting steam escape out the bag of holding.
Why would it boil?
So what you're saying is Flint has determined scientific boiling points of water.
So question, why would it boil?
Boils because the pressure is
'Cause the
0.
pressure.
Pressure 0.
Chemistry,
So
man.
boiling-
It's
boiling point
magic.
is-
The pressure
Or is that
is.
physics or chemistry?
I'd say
It's, one of the two.
it's magic. The pressure is whatever is necessary.
There would still probably be a high water vapor near, but no, I don't think it wouldn't be enough.
Because
It was
there's a
just
lot
I
of.
would say
there's a lot of
it'd
other
be pretty
things which would break.
unreasonable for you to come to that conclusion
That's fair.
unless
Although
you know.
maybe he tried putting water in it.
That's some intelligence 20 shit right there.
that's a
That is some
that's a stretch with your int 12 and wisdom 10.
Int 12 is slightly above average, right?
Yep. You have high school level knowledge, man.
That's high school. That's high school chemistry. Yeah.
Chemistry, yes, chemistry in the great time of whatever the fuck. Yes, because we're catching water with leather tarps and then chemistry.
Fair point. But also, I will actually bring up though we can get fresh water by boiling it and recapturing seawater. I would know that.
That's fair.
And I can carry a shit ton of seawater.
Okay. Ken looks at you and you need to. You may want to keep some water and food for your beasts.
Well, I've got the food covered. You're right about the water.
Ah.
Is the rain catcher an actual item, or?
Yes. So it would be okay. I can go ahead and give it to you guys as well. So how many
big
you guys
are they?
buying?
Could you easily could one person easily carry 2?
Yes.
Not
I
the
mean the tarp itself and the frame they fold up for
And don't
transport.
forget, guys, we have 2 mastiffs that can carry 195.
Yeah. So you can fold them up. They weigh about 5 pounds.
I'll buy 2. Give him
Okay.
5 gold.
Okay. Go ahead and add that to your inventory and go ahead and deduct your gold there, Nick.
I'll buy one as well.
Alright, so Nick, you
Yeah,
have 2 ring catchers there.
How much did
Thank
they
you.
weigh? Did you say?
5 pounds. You bought one, you
Oh.
said, Nimu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already deducted my gold.
Alright, there's your ring catcher. You buying one, Darius?
Fuck yeah.
Alright, deduct your gold, and there's your ring catcher.
It
Alex,
has.
You're buying one, you said?
Sorry, I need to figure out weight limits.
Mm-hmm. It'll tell you in the
guy-
very bottom of your inventory.
Guy with the bag of holding, could you carry these for me? And I pass him some mason tools.
The mason's tools? Okay.
Mason's tools, yes.
Holy shit, you are 0.4 pounds below your maximum
Yes.
encumbrance.
The dogs can carry shit, and I have about safely about 80 pounds left in the bag of holding.
Yeah, so if someone could
Okay.
take the mason's tools off,
Yeah.
I'll
Yep,
take a rain
So,
catcher.
and rather than move a bunch of inventory shit around, just click the little icon next to the 8 there, Alex, until it says uncarried, and then it won't calculate the weight.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
for a location, just say it's in the bag.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you can so that little text area
Yeah, that
next
makes
to it,
sense.
you can put the location there.
This is important though. How much does it weigh? Because right now I have
8.
300.
8.
Okay, 'cause I have 310 pounds of rope.
I'm not gonna ask why you have 310 pounds of rope,
I approve of that.
but
so
I'll just
much.
accept the fact
All
that you
right,
have
so and
310
you're getting the
pounds of
rain
rope.
catcher as well, Alex.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anyone? Oh, and then Flint, you need one as well.
Yeah, I already marked it on
Rain
my
catcher. Bam. There you go. Oh, okay. There you go. Get rid of this shit.
And how much did that cost again? 2?
2 gold pieces. All right, there you go, Flint. You have your rain catcher. All right, so y'all have your rain catchers.
Fuck you.
Kind of looks at you guys. All right. Do you have a way of providing food for yourselves? You have a way of water now? Ah,
We have
well.
water. We have. I've got shit. How much do I?
I am keeping the chisel from the mason kit, but that's
Okay.
mine.
I have some rations prepared.
Yeah, I have prepared rations and also 15 pounds of dried meat for us to eat.
Okay.
I can find us food while we're out there.
Okay. Well then, it sounds like we have everything we need to go on our expedition.
Certainly does.
So, friends, the jungle is a dangerous place. I've led many expeditions of the Flaming Fist to clear out the undead, but I've seen many men turned into zombies or ghouls. I would not wish to have that happen to any of you, or to myself. As such, it is good to take care when traveling and navigating. I myself am pretty good at navigating through these woods and these jungles, but if any of you wish to perform the navigation, you are more than welcome. I will do what I can to assist you in your task.
Well, we hired you to navigate for us. That said, I'm pretty good at it. So I'd be happy to help you.
Pound that grinder, Nick. Well,
Smoke weed every day.
well, if we are to set out then, I believe we'd like to head northwest from here, yes? From the fort, or do you want to head north first?
Well, you're the guide. You tell me.
Okay. If you'd like me to guide you,
Personally, if we're trying to get the coast, seems to be heading northwest, really. More than 4 direction.
Northwest? We can head whichever way you
Or are we
please.
still going? Yeah, we're going coast. Decided.
Yes. That's where the
Alright.
treasure is. We're going.
Oh
there
yeah,
first.
yeah, of course.
Treasure and ghouls. Treasure and ghouls.
Of course. Well, hopefully we shouldn't run into many ghouls to the north. Most of the undead presence seems to be south of the fort.
Oh, that's too bad. Try and find any.
Alright, well,
We could use the gold.
of course. Alright, so you guys want Shago to make the navigation checks then?
I'll help. Actually, No, I should do that.
The-
I'm really good at that.
You are? What's even the?
It'd be a survival.
It'll be a. Oh, you're gonna do a survival check, not a navigator.
Yeah,
I
survival
can-
check.
I can do
Oh, okay,
survival.
Then someone else should do it. I'm really bad at that.
I'm not. I don't know how good he is at it, though.
Yeah, you should do it. And have
I've spent some time in these jungles. I am skilled, but
if you could put a number to it.
If
On
you
a
had
scale
a
of
survival modifier.
On a scale of
What would it
1
be?
to 10.
make
With
a
one-
make a insight check.
Who?
Whoever's trying to figure out.
Ooh.
Ooh, 6. I mean, a 19. He claims to be pretty good. And you can reason that he's been in the jungle for a while, but at the same time, he is new. And Hakvar, at least you know that you have a solid skill for this. So
I'll take it. I'll take it.
fair enough, friend. And so Hakvar, if you would, you see the dice tower, correct, on your screen?
Yeah.
So when you make your survival check, drag the dice into that tower, please.
He gets advantage, right? Because Shago's helping him.
Not for this. So so this is just kind of like a way. So when we're doing this navigation, this will be kind of the way it goes throughout most of this hex crawl. Yeah. Also, okay, what is the pace you guys wish to be traveling at right now? You trying to go fast, normal, or slow?
We can probably go fast. Difficult terrain should not slow our travel. So
Right. No, this is mainly for me to apply a modifier to the rolls. Okay.
Confident.
Okay.
We are on a time limit. So.
Okay. All right. Okay. Just a second. So you're heading north, Alex?
Yes, north.
So you guys start to head into this jungle. And it really takes some time. Though you're not slowed by difficult terrain, this jungle is very foreign, very thick. And once you make it out of the fort and out of the clearing around it, you start to kind of get the feeling for, what it is about, Cholt that may have led to a lot of this being uncharted.
Would you say it's?
Sorry?
Would you say it's?
Do you keep cutting out?
You keep cutting out.
Don't worry about it. Then it was a stupid.
Oh, okay. So as you travel through the morning, you don't really, it's pretty calm. You don't really run into much. You see a number of, new flora and plants and such that you haven't really ever encountered before, Hukvar. But as far as, another thing just to have in mind. So what is the marching order you guys are going to be taking?
To Darius, number 1.
Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm number 1.
I'm in the back.
Actually, I'm ahead of the group by a little. So.
Okay. Okay, so as you're making your way through the jungle, throughout most of the morning and afternoon, not a whole lot takes place here. You are making your way, and it's on all sides. It's just this thick foliage.
Shago, could you point out any edible plant such to me?
Around here we usually try to stay away from these plants, but let's take a look here, and I'll keep an eye out.
Thing.
As you make your way through, kind of beginning to rest for lunch, kind of pauses for a moment and friends, come take a look at this. And kind of while you're making camp and kind of foraging for food during this afternoon, you find a number of these fruit. It looks really juicy. This is I'll allow you. This is a delicacy of Cholt.
Do I believe him? Better
Make,
question, does Huckfar believe him? Does Huckfar believe him? Does Huckfar believe
Yeah, I believe him.
No. Fine, I'm fucking rolling.
Yeah, I believe him. I'll take it. I'll take a bite out of it.
Do I
Okay.
believe him? I rolled for it. Fine.
So as Huckbar is taking a bite, you kind of are like, Huckbar,
Fucking
make
knew it.
make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I just know you have a better insight than me. That's why I wanted.
Okay, 20. Okay. You feel something in this fruit. You kind of feel a little bit giddy for a moment before you're able to kind of suppress it. And Shago kind of looks at you, this big ass fucking smile on his face, and kinda look
Doesn't
at him
taste bad. Here, I'll let you have the rest.
and kind of looks. I already ate. I'm good.
No, I insist.
Okay. So he takes a cautious bite. Saving throw. 22. He swallows it down and gives this big wide smile. This one might not be ripe enough yet.
You all should try it.
That's quite all right. I'm not as gullible.
He seems a little bit disappointed.
What's this plant? What's
This is
fruit called?
this is what we call a dancing monkey fruit. Most people, when they eat it, begin to dance.
I see.
Uncontrollably, one might say. It is well, this is more or less me just giving you a little bit of a fun time in the jungle.
Appreciate it. I do enjoy a fun time in the jungle.
Well, as you guys are resting, he kind of tells you a couple things. So, you are all new to Jolt. There are some things to know if you are to travel through the jungle. Things that Shago has learned in his journeys. Goblin village is very dangerous. Chorton legend has it that these villages can soar through the air like a meteor. Dinosaurs. You've seen that we have many in our employ. You will find dinosaurs in the jungle. They are the children of Uptao. You should respect them. They are not good. They are not evil. They simply... This is their home. And we are visitors upon it. And third, there is a root called the Ryath root. These roots make you strong. Look at Shago. Shago very strong. Shago eats many Ryath root. The more you eat, the better. But they are quite rare. Very useful. Keep an eye out for these roots.
How would we,
What did you
know?
call them?
Ryath root.
Okay, and I'll have him describe them to me.
Okay, yeah. So he describes them as these, this kind of like, it's like a thick woody root. These purple flowers that kind of sprout from the plant itself. And the plant itself you don't want to eat. It's the root that you really want.
Okay.
Alright. As you guys continue your journey again, kind of heading into the evening now, who of you is leading?
Huckfar still, right?
I'm still leading.
Okay. Leading?
Leading. Yeah. Leaguing. I'm still playing League.
Okay.
This time I'm not leaguing without
Leading?
you. Who
Alright.
remembers that video? I
So
hope
how
somebody
far
does.
you're in the lead? Now, just for my notes, is this good? I'm going to assume that this will be the same marching order you guys are going to follow throughout your journey. So that would be Huckfar leading, followed by who?
Darius.
Okay.
Bone will be right behind Darius.
Okay.
Flint behind B.
Okay.
And I'm behind Flint.
All right. So I'll just assume this is the
This
the
is
way
like the
you are
exploring
going.
marching order. Normally,
Yes.
Akbar would be behind.
Yeah, this is simply for making your way through the jungle.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Hugfar, make a perception check.
10.
23, nice. Looking up in the sky as you're making your way through, you can kind of just barely catch through the canopy of this jungle a number of these terrafolk that seem to be kind of looming, sometimes in the sky, sometimes stopping to land in the canopy. Not really approaching, just looking down at you, seemingly following the way you guys are headed. Curious.
I'll wave at them and continue on.
What did you say they were?
Terrafolk.
Pterodactyls, right?
Oh, okay.
Basically. Yeah. Oh, are they people? Okay.
They're humanoidish.
So I'll just wave at them. Continue on.
Kind of like look at you and let out like a before flying off into the sky. Eventually, night begins to fall.
We are
And,
nothing without the sky.
You know, Shago kind of begins to pause. And, all right, friends, we should set up camp, prepare for the evening, and try to get the early start tomorrow.
Okay.
Dude,
So,
I'm gonna set up my tent.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. Shago kind of looks at you all. I advise you set up the rain catches just in case it starts to rain overnight.
Good idea.
Okay.
I'll set my rain catcher next to my tent.
Okay.
I'll set up mine.
All right.
I'll set up 2.
Okay. So, as for a watch order, what are you guys going to establish for your watch order?
The dogs. We don't have to take a watch. The dogs do it.
Okay. So,
Did you do all nighter?
Yeah. They have a pass. The one will watch for 4, then one will watch for. They have a passive perception of 13 and have advantage on any perception checks involving smell.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys are setting up camp.
And we have trained them to bark at danger.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't train them to do much, but we did train them to do that.
Fair. Make a animal handling check as you as you kind of get the dogs ready for the evening.
Shit. Hey, Akbar, help.
I'll help him out with that.
So
Okay.
you rolled as well.
Too many guilds to go on my bar.
10, 14. Okay. So as you're kind of trying to, get them, collared up and leashed to something so that they don't go wandering off anywhere. Flint, you struggle a little bit, but Akbar kind of lending a hand, you're able to kind of calm the mastiff. You're able to calm Jolly down enough for Flint to get him situated to, keep a watch for the evening. The rest of you guys are just gonna head to bed then. Anything anyone wants to do before going to bed?
I actually don't have a tent, so I'm gonna. Is there like a limb I can lay on?
Oh yeah, I mean you're in like a dense jungle.
Okay, yeah.
I'll make a few notes about the land, but that's all.
Okay.
I have built a 15-foot by 15-foot by 15-foot cube out of rope.
I knew you were gonna fucking say rope.
And I am sleeping in it. It's my little house.
Okay. Your rope hut. Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for the doggos for Jolly.
All right, let me just make sure I'm giving it the right stats. So
Should be perception +3 and it has advantage.
okay, cool.
So, yep.
So I'll just roll a d20 and just do the math.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, Wait, shit. There it goes.
Okay, so an 8 or
And a 23. 22.
22.
So
Okay.
22, because he had advantage.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So Jolly is set up for the evening. And you kind of hear him growl a little bit. Or he starts to growl a little bit. It's very unfamiliar. This jungle. Starts to bark.
I'm on my feet as he starts barking.
Okay. The rest of you guys doing anything, or are you sleeping through the barking?
I'll get up if there's barking.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have night
Yeah, fine.
vision.
Okay. Go ahead and make
Sleeping.
a perception checks, guys.
And I'll go ahead and smack Shago with Mage Hand to wake him up.
Okay. That was a nature check there, Nick, but we'll go ahead and use that 7.
Well, they're the same actually, so we're good.
Yeah, okay, you're all good. Shago goes, what? Oh, the dog is barking. Just a moment. And he kind of takes
Barking
a look around
means
as
there's
well.
danger. Shush. Hush. Shush.
Of course.
What's happening?
So he takes a look.
Actually,
Perception
not nice.
check. 17 for Shago. He let's kind of look. See a small bipedal dinosaur, maybe 12 inches in height. Kind of pokes through the jungle. It kind of pokes through at your tent.
Compsognathus! Fuck yeah, it's my favorite dinosaur. Sorry.
Kind of looks.
I'll kind of walk up, try and calm it down.
As you kind of approach it, it kind of bounces backwards a little ways, kind of tilts its head and looks at you.
No. It's okay, boy. Just
Jolly
Go
is
off,
losing.
do your thing.
Jolly is not okay with his dinosaur.
Yeah.
And Shago. Just one of the gompies. They are pretty common in these parts, and so long as they are not in a group, they are harmless. This one seems to be
Yeah.
alone. I suggest that we let it go. This seems to be. It's possible that we disturbed its sleeping area.
I'll just ask it to leave us. Tell it we're just passing through.
It just kind of tilts its head at you once more, and before
Dude,
bounding off into the jungle.
wait, do you say that in dinosaur or in like draconic?
It's
Mine-
Just like
it's
Oh, it's a ranger thing.
gestures, yeah.
yeah, it's,
Yeah, got
it's
it.
a
I can-
ranger thing.
Communicate basic ideas.
Cool.
Okay.
Does Jolly calm down once it scampers off?
He seems to calm down a little bit, yeah.
I just good boy, yeah, they did a really good job, and I feed him another piece of jerky.
All right, I'm not waking up for the next barking. It's a fucking dinosaur.
Hey, to be fair, if that had been a raptor or a group of compies, we could all be dead without the barking. So
Yeah, it was one copy.
shut up. I'll try and explain to. I would like to try and explain to Jolly the levels of danger he should wake us up for.
That's
And
It might,
one
take some
compy
time
is
and some
slightly
training.
low.
Yeah, it might
What
take
did
some
you-
time and some training.
what did he call that? A guppy?
Compy. It's a compsognathus.
Compy.
They are my favorite dinosaur. And
Okay.
they're awesome.
Okay. Alright, so the rest of you guys heading back to sleep?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep.
Are you gonna leave Jolly
Yes.
on watch?
Jolly is finishing his watch, and then I'll get up to swap Roger over and go back to sleep.
Okay. Sure. So you get up to swap Jolly and Roger. Make a perception check or go ahead and roll an animal handling check.
Ah, shit. I'm not gonna wake Huckbar up for this, but incoming natural 1. That's
13?
actually not that
Okay.
bad.
So go ahead and roll a perception check for Roger.
All right. Is it? Yeah, he has advantage, right? Because it smells.
Yes.
I didn't. I was trying to pick up the die again.
That's
Good
fine.
thing he has advantage. That's a natural 1,
And a 15.
and then a 15.
Okay. Roger, hearing kind of some like heavy sniffing and such, but nothing seems to pick up any barking from him.
Cool.
Okay. So next few hours pass, and a little bit longer for those of you that woke up and were disrupted. For the sound of buzzing insects, the light of the sun kind of begins to break the canopy, and you kind of hear Shago. Rise and shine, everyone. We have a way to go.
Yeah, good morning, Shago. Have some breakfast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll cook us a decent breakfast.
Okay.
Break down my tent and collect the water from the water catcher, and then collect that.
Okay. You're able to collect a small amount of like dew and some water that had kind of dewed up on the trees overnight. I'd say each of you that set out a water catcher would find about half a gallon of water in the catcher.
Cool.
Overnight.
So, for each of us. Now we all bought one or two?
Per each catcher. I think Nick is the only one that bought 2.
How many catchers do we have total then?
Should be 6.
Sick.
We should have bought more catchers. So we have 3 gallons of water.
Correct.
That's enough for one person for one day? Or is that enough for the group for one day? Where you were saying earlier.
Shago suggested that each individual should drink 2 gallons of water a day.
Okay. So
Okay,
this
so
is how we die.
Just
Hey,
a very
Shago.
little low.
Shago, how close are we to the ocean?
From here, we could. Well, you guys can see where you're at. Should only be maybe half a day's trip to the coast.
All right, take us straight to the coast. No detours.
Okay. And you're having Shago do the. You're having Shago do the.
No. Huckfar's still there.
Yeah.
But Shago's guiding him.
Okay.
Also, I would like to point out that when I put my rope back in the bag of holding, it looks like this.
First one. Apparently, you don't need to double click the hotbar.
19. Okay. So. Trying to get your bearings. Looking around. Seems that you didn't quite. Seems you got turned around somewhere in the jungle.
The group doesn't need to know. We did fine earlier.
Okay.
Hang on. Oh shit! Yeah, you don't tell us. All right, this is.
So you're not telling the group. Which way do you want to head from here?
We should still be going north, though.
Okay. All right. So heading north. You make it to. Okay, so as you guys head north, you're heading through a lot of jungle, thick jungle, thicker than you expect given where you believe to
I
be.
forgot to do it in tower. My bad.
That's fine. It's all good. Thicker than you'd expect given where you think you are and where Shago thought you were, and after a day's travel, you still don't quite see the coast.
Shago, what happened to half a day of travel to coast?
Given where we were on the map, where you marked, I do not understand. Are you sure that this one you have leading us knows what he's doing?
I've got quite a bit of practice tracking and navigating the rougher parts of terrain.
Ah, but not Jolt.
True.
It is a difficult place for someone who is new.
I would like to point out too. A rations pack has water in it for one day.
Mhm.
So if anyone has rations for a day. Like I have
Oh,
10 days
okay.
worth of rations.
Yeah. Yep.
So we do have water. We're not going to die
Okay.
yet.
Correct.
Oh wow, we got all the way up there. But, huh?
Hmm?
I was expecting to end up in a different spot.
No, so, where you're ended up now currently with a 19, you'd recognize on the map, given approximate landmarks and such, you're about here.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, now, Hugfar, how far are we from the coast?
With any luck, should hit it tomorrow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Lead on.
So what day out of 7 is this?
3.
Is this third? Okay.
Third.
Okay.
It's out of 10, I think.
Okay.
Oh, it's not 7?
No, it was 10 days, wasn't it? It was
Okay.
10 days.
Yeah.
For your
It's-
request, yes. Okay. So you guys are making your way through the woods. Most of the morning kind of passes. Is there anything you guys want to do throughout the journey? Or you just want to continue to head on?
Nope. Just
Nothing.
continue
Okay.
on.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you guys ever want to stop to like forage for food or for water or anything along those lines, just let me know.
Okay. I don't think we need to on this short of a
Correct.
journey.
Yeah. Okay. So, as you make your way through, the morning passes pretty easily. There's a little bit of occasional rain here and there. And, you kind of take that time to kind of like wet your throats and your lips a little bit. Cholt itself very rarely goes a whole day with no moisture at all. So even on some of these, slightly drier days, you're still able to, kind of scrounge a little bit. Towards the middle of the day, though, Asher, everyone but Darius, you start to notice this curious, like, bluish-looking fog. It seems to be kind of drifting in towards you.
Hey,
So,
Shago.
guide, any hints as to what this might be?
He looks. We should go the other way, and quick.
Why? What's coming?
This is a mist that you do not want to inhale.
What does it do?
It gives you a very potent disease.
Interesting.
Disease, you say?
Hey,
I walk inside the fog.
hey, Hugfar.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna pull
What?
Hugfar aside, away from Shago.
Yeah.
Hey, how confident are you can get us back to the town from here?
Especially now that I've gone through. Now that we've already been there, I should be able to get us back there, no problem.
Got it. Hey, Darius.
Yes.
Wink, point, nudge, nudge. I'm not in the mist. I'm just doing it from a distance.
How I am inside of the
So,
mist. Does anything
Darius-
happen to me?
Make a perception check, Darius.
Sure. Did that not roll? Oh, that didn't roll.
Oh, good.
Well, that's not much better.
Okay.
It was one better.
You walk in and it's misty in here. It's this kind of like this sort of blue colored, almost like fog bank, odorless though, and it drifts. It's not really moving too quickly, but it's like you kind of feel it a little bit. Kind of maybe numbs your skin slightly, but no real lasting effect.
Hey, Darius. Hugfar says he can get us back to town. Should
Oh.
that mist cause some kind of a problem?
Yeah. So, Shago, you mentioned this mist is dangerous, I feel completely fine.
Well, I've been exposed to it once, and I do not wish to do it again. I do not know what it is that keeps you so constitute, but I suggest that the rest of the group does not come into contact with this.
See,
Sorry.
you also got us lost in this jungle.
Are you saying you don't trust me?
Well, let's see. Try to feed me something that makes me dance. Well, not me, but my group. Then we got lost in the jungle. Now this. Things aren't quite adding up.
Well, welcome to Jolt.
I see. Well,
He's kind of backing away at this point because the mist is kind of getting a little bit closer as you guys are
All
kind
right.
of talking.
I'm just gonna get out of the mist.
Okay.
Did he give us a name for the mist?
They call it the Mad Monkey Mist. Those who inhale it for too long go mad. For quite some time.
I see.
Alright. Quickly. We should get away from here and try to cover some more ground before setting up camp.
Is it? Is this...
I suppose so.
How fast is the mist approaching?
It's moving at about five. Fuck. How long is a round of combat again?
6
6
seconds.
seconds.
6 seconds.
5 feet per 6 seconds.
How close are we to it?
You guys would have noticed it about. So it's about 120 square feet of mist, and you guys noticed it about 100 feet or so, maybe 50. I mean, you have enough time to get out of it.
How close
Very-
is it right?
Right now,
Yeah.
it would be. Let's see
I mean, if
here.
it's anything more than 20 feet, never mind.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it would be more than 20 feet. Yeah. It's probably 60 feet or so out at least.
Okay.
You would have noticed. I mean, you guys all have high enough passive perceptions. Well, all but one of you do.
Well, it just swings the axe.
Well, let's get moving then.
So.
We'll go around.
Wait. Listen,
Oh, furious typing.
I'd like to continue this tomorrow or next week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I actually I agree. That's what we were just talking about. Because
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
that's cool for me.
it's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
but
Are we still near the mist? Sorry.
Not if you don't want to be. I mean, you guys like
Okay.
it's moving 5 feet per round, and you guys all move more than 5 feet per round. So.
we need to. Yeah,
Let's
we are
just-
close enough to.
Yeah, let's
maybe
just teeter
drag
on the
a certain
edge.
Someone.
Yeah,
through the
'cause
mist.
I might want to do something.
Yeah,
That's
me
what I
too.
figured. Yeah, that's what I figured. I was thinking that. Okay, cool. Good enough. So we
Unfortunately-
can go ahead and put a pin in it here. We'll come back at this point. So yeah, because I can tell you probably want to discuss some things with Mr. Shago here without getting too far from the mist. So, all right, you guys. Good session. I think I told some of you guys this. It's kind of cracking me up. I kind of had half expected when we were starting this whole thing that you guys would be kind of heading straight into the jungle and like going, exploring, trying to find the cause of all this stuff. And I'm pretty pleasantly surprised and enjoying this whole like you guys really delving into all these different things that are going on. Like I'm like putting these hooks out there, and you guys are like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." So, yeah, but just thought I'd put that out there. But good session tonight, you guys. Same as before. I'll probably go ahead and upload this as well.